So I'm having a chat with Andy from Travis. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Jim. How are you?
Good. Yeah, not too bad. Thanks so much. Let's start off and have a little talk about a brand new single of yours that's out at the moment, the one that we're playing anyway, The Only Thing, featuring Susanna Hoffs. Tell us about the single.
It's amazing, isn't it, having one of the Bangles? I mean, we grew up listening to that music, and her voice is so iconic, and it's so... It reminds us so much of being at a certain age, and her voice hasn't changed at all. It's still absolutely amazing, and she looks amazing as well. It's great. The thing is, I still haven't actually met her yet, because Fran recorded it before we did the sessions for the album when he was in LA, and then he came across with the recordings. And then I thought, well, at least I'll meet her when we were doing the album. I thought, well, at least I'll meet her when we do the video for this, because we all knew it would be a single. And then obviously coronavirus hit, and we had to do the video on separate continents.
Yeah, absolutely. And was it easy to get Susanna on the track, or was it a bit of a work in progress?
Fran had sort of struck up a conversation with her over Twitter. He'd seen something she'd done, like recently with the Bangles. It was, I think, a version of Eternal Flame. And he just left a comment saying, this is amazing. It looks really, really good. And he was totally shocked. She got back in touch with him and went, I really like your stuff. And he sort of struck up a conversation. And when he wrote this song, he always had in mind Susanna's voice. It was sort of, written with her voice in mind. So he was just really lucky when he asked her. She said, "Yeah, that'd be great, thanks." And it sounds so. Her voice fits it so well.
Good, excellent. And that's off your brand new album, which is out this week, called 10 Songs. What can we expect from the release?
10 songs. No, it's great. It's a great album. I think it's my favourite we've done since The Man Who. I think it's just a really good collection of songs. Fran wrote some amazing songs for this record. He really, I think he moved to LA a couple of years ago, and I think that the change of environment was like a real sort of catalyst for sort of a new voice. Something like sort of different things to say and different things. I think when you sort of start living somewhere else, just your influence is changing some way, and it really, really made for an amazing record. He's written some great songs, and it's had so much fun making it. I mean, we just made it in time before the lockdown. I think I got back home from the 16th of March from recording, and it was like the next week was like that. We're down. So it was just done. We just got it done, luckily, because I don't think we would have finished it, otherwise. And I'm really, really proud of it. It's a really great record, and it covers like a lot of everything we've ever sort of sounded like. It goes from like there's one song, Valentine, that's like really full on, sort of like quite noisy, to a song called All Fall Down, which is like so super quiet and just acoustic and piano and like a tiny bit of bass and drums. It's just a really nice album.
Excellent. And you've been releasing music for well over 20 years now.
Long time,
a very long time. And how has the music developed over the years since the very start, and how have you developed as well?
Yeah, I suppose it's with the same people. It's the same way as you are. If you look back at yourself when you were 20, you're the same person, but you've grown, you've changed, your views are slightly different. You feel hopefully slightly wiser and slightly more at peace with yourself. So I suppose with a band that just reflects that. So we're different, but we're still exactly the same young kids that we started as. And your voice changes slightly, but I still think you could listen to our first record in 10 songs and still tell we were the same band, really.
Yeah, excellent. And the music that you've been releasing over the years, you've had countless top 10 albums, number ones, tracks that people sing just off the cuff without even necessarily knowing it's one of your songs.
Yeah.
Now releasing a new album, when you're writing it, or when Fran writes it as well, is there a pressure there to try and hit the same heights, or is it relaxed?
There's a pressure to be good. There's always a pressure to do as well, if not better, than you've done before. And that's any creative person, any artist will tell you that's always there, and that's a good thing, because if you let go of that, then your work is going to slip. So there's always that pressure. But I don't think you can encompass commercial pressure when you're doing anything, because it's such a random thing. We've had songs you thought would do really well that haven't. Then when we were releasing like sort of Why Does It Always Rain on Me, and I remember someone saying, "Well, nobody wants to hear a song about the weather, especially it raining." You can just never tell. So I think you would end up chasing your tail if that was your sort of goal, or that was your benchmark, really. But your benchmark has always got to be quality.
Yeah, excellent. And, well, looking to next year, fingers crossed, all being well, you have a tour booked.
Please let us happen. I miss all of it. I miss playing shows. I miss seeing, you know, we've got a family that we tour with, of crew and everything. I miss seeing them. You know, we were meant to all be together this year, and we're not. And I miss going to shows as well. I miss seeing other bands play. It's the sense of community is a huge loss, and I think it's not even just something you notice as like, oh, I miss going to a gig. It's like mentally I'm missing it. You know, I miss that feeling of community.
Yeah,
so I'm really hoping it happens next year. You know, I think I understand everything that's happened up to, you know, like you know, I understand the precautions because this is a serious thing, you know. And I'm wearing my mask and I urge everyone to wear the masks, and I think it's stupid to say not, you know. But I hope by then that sort of, you know, that we go, okay, right, this is the time where we've got to just move forward and start playing shows and things, and sort of, you know, obviously look after our vulnerable people.
Yeah, definitely. And the festival season as well next year, everyone's hoping it's going ahead, and lineups are being released. And I see you're on one, I think, already, which I haven't got in front of me. But are you hoping to do more next year?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I love festivals. It's, you know, festivals like the holidays for bands. We get to catch up with other bands and things, and see other bands as well. Because a lot of the time when you're on tour, you don't get to see much music. So a festival is the time you can go, oh, I'm going to go and check out them, or I'm going to go and catch up with them because I haven't seen them for years. So it's band camp. It's great fun. So hopefully I can't wait. We did one last year, just before this all kicked off last year. We did one in Mexico, and it was the most amazing festival ever. It was a huge, big festival. We were on last in one of the stages, but you never take anything for granted, even now, you know. So because the B-52s were on a stage like across the field before us, and I sort of watched a bit of them before we went to our stage, and they were amazing. There was tons of people for them. I was like, oh, that's great. This is really good. Brilliant songs. Really enjoyed it. And then we got to our stage, and obviously you get to your stage, and the people haven't come yet, and you start going, oh, will anyone turn up to come and see? And you still panic, you know. I've still got that panic from the days where we used to set up in pubs and there'd be two guys and a dog there, you know. So we just sort of, you know, looked out on the stage, and then we went back to the dressing room, sort of did all our pre-rituals and everything, got ready, had a huddle, get up on stage, and there's just people as far as the eye can see. And it was like, you know, now you can tell how far people go because they've all got their mobile phones up, so you can see light. And it was just a sea of people, and it was the most amazing night. And I think that's what's kept me going through lockdown. The memory of that is sort of still fairly fresh in my mind. I can go, okay, that's what it's like. That's what the feeling's like. Remember, that's going to come back someday. And hopefully next year, we'll all be standing in a field somewhere and feeling that sense of community again.
Yeah, amazing. And with this record and on the record run, is there anywhere that you know that you'll be taking this to at some point? Where are you hoping it will go?
Oh, everywhere.
And
you know, I want to tour the world. I love touring the world. You know, you know. I mean, obviously we'll be all around Britain, and hopefully we haven't been to America we didn't go to America for the last record, so hopefully we'll get out there again, North America, and then sort of South America, Mexico, Japan. So been to China recently as well, even and things like that. And I tell you, it's great. South Korea's got an amazing audience. They're just such brilliant sort of fans of music, and they've all got their own little weird things that they do. The first time we played there, and during Closer, and this was like a big thing, you know, it was about sort of 5,000 or 6,000 people during Closer, and we sort of looked up at one point, and all these paper planes were coming towards the stage. It was just like sort of thousands of paper planes, and all the fans had obviously got together and arranged this, but we didn't. And at first, I think we all sort of bricked it a little bit. You didn't know what was going on, but then you saw, and it was all these messages coming on stage, and it was a really, really sort of touching, beautiful moment. Wow. So I mean, that's great. Everywhere is great. I just love playing in front of people, and people around the world are the same. They smile and they sing and they have a good night.
Yeah. And is there anywhere that you haven't been before that you do think that Travis needs to be at some point?
Well, you know where we haven't played and where I've never actually been before is India. So I'd love to see it. I'd love to go there because I've just never been, and I'm in a lucky position where I have seen an awful lot of the world. You know, it's a charmed position being in a band because you do get to see a lot, and despite the fact that you might be rushing through places, you still get a good idea of the flavour of most places in the world, really. So India's definitely one I'd love to tick off on the list, and we haven't been back to Australia and New Zealand for a long time, and it's beautiful there, so I'd love to go back there. I'm happy going anywhere.
Amazing. Excellent. Well, Andy, it's been great having a chat with you.
Lovely to chat with you, Jim, and be careful, take care, and stay safe, and hopefully we'll all be standing in a field next year.